Hi everyone, this time I will show you how to crochet a toe-up sock. We will start, of course, with the toe section. We will work these parts in spiral rounds and the heel section in rows. This time I'm using two different colors, a 4.5mm hook and a marker to know where to start a new round. And we begin with a magic ring. Secure the ring with a chain 1 and then crochet 8 single crochets into the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now we can close the ring. The first round we will increase every stitch. That means 2 single crochets in each stitch. 1, 2 into the same, 3 and the 4th into the same, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. I'm using the back loop. 9 and 10. Using the back loop only. 11 and 12. 13 and 14. 15. Looks a bit weird. That's 16, but it should be okay. Good, now this was the first round. We now have 16 stitches. And the second round we will increase every second stitch. So 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets into the second stitch. In the third round you would increase every third stitch, in the fourth round every fourth stitch, in the fifth round every fifth stitch, and so on, until this circle is big enough for your foot. These are 5 rounds, and now we don't want to have this step here, so I will slip stitch the next stitch and then join the new color. Continue working single crochets. I will tie these ends here. And I will sew them later. Continue crocheting single crochets until the beginning of our round. For this round I have 2 stitches left. You can see here the lighter color and the darker color, and we'll join into the second stitch with a slip stitch. And now you can continue single crochet in spiral rounds. You don't have to join rounds anymore. And you continue doing this until your sock is long enough for the heel section. So if you want to start with the heel section, you can continue. So this is my sock so far, and before the heel section, the last round will be a joining round. For this, slip stitch, then chain 1. Continue crocheting single crochets, and if you're here again, don't forget to join with a slip stitch, and then we will start with the heel section. I joined the round here, and I also joined a new color. And for the heel section we start with 4 single crochets 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next will be a slip stitch. For the heel section you can use both loops. So slip stitch and chain 1 and turn your work. Increase into the second stitch from hook. Then single crochet until the end of the row. And then here, slip stitch into the next stitch with a dark color. Slip stitch, chain 1, turn your work, increase, then continue to single crochet. This is only a knot. Okay, and then here again, slip stitch, chain 1, turn your work, and so on. And continue doing this until the half of your sock is slip stitched on this side and this side. You can also slip stitch a little bit more to the front side, but not too much, and then we'll continue with the top part of the sock. This is my sock so far, and if you look here, I worked 2 stitches more than the half of the sock here. The last stitch with the lighter yarn was a slip stitch. I already joined the new yarn, the new color, and I will start the next round with a chain 1. And the next round will be also a joining round. I continue crocheting single crochets, and I will join this round here again. And after the first round you will have to decrease stitches, so you will have to decrease once here at this side and also once at this side in each round. You can, after the joining round, you can continue in spiral rounds if you want, and you have always to have a look if it is enough to decrease. So maybe you will have 2 or 3 or 4 decreasing rounds, maybe you will have none, so you have to try your sock, you have to wear it and to have a look if it's big enough or not. And then I will show you how to finish the sock. For decreasing you have only to crochet 2 stitches together, first and the second, and then continue single crochets and also the same decrease on the opposite side, and then continue crocheting in spiral rounds until your sock is long enough. This is my sock so far. I had 7 decreasing rounds. You can see this here where the stitches are going together. And the last round or the last 2 rounds, you can decide if you want to have 1 or 2 last rounds will be joining rounds. So here spiral rounds, and the last one will be joining round for the slip stitch. And chain 1, and then continue crocheting single crochets and join your round here again. If you want, you can also do a second round so that you do not have this step here. Yeah, and to customize your sock, you have to crochet more or less rounds at the beginning, so you will get a smaller or a bigger sock. And yeah, how many rounds you need this I cannot tell you. So you have to wear this sock, you have to try work, you have to try work on your foot or on the foot for someone you're making this, because every yarn is different. You can see this one is quite stretchy. Cotton yarn, it is not as stretchy as this one, so you have always to wear your work and to try. So I cannot say for a baby you will need 2 rounds, and for an adult you will need 5 rounds. So you have always to look at your work and to try it. Okay, so have fun and bye bye.